I also like living in big mega cities. Lots of stuff to do. So when we left off, we we're going to check out this temple. Alright, so there's a pathway back here. So, Kabosh, I'm saying his name right. Probably went through here. Ever been down south? I've been all over Korea, basically. There are parts of Korea that are all the same, and then, you know, different parts of Korea have their own kind of flavor. My game is loading now. Oh my god, I spilled water on my keyboard. Alright, we're okay. A crumbling Greek sculpture of a woman. Clearly it has been here for a long time. See outside? Oh, there's a whole tunnel over here. Are there any new episodes of the podcast planned? Right now, no. We basically stopped when the pandemic hit. I ran out of guests. It's possible we'll do something down the road. It is a bit more time-consuming to do that, but we'll see. I want to really focus on building the YouTube and the Twitch. Twitch is going fine. We have that systematized. YouTube, I'm still getting the hang of. Podcast, if I start to do that, it'll be like the last thing I do, probably.
Ah, a visitor. Welcome, welcome. May I ask your name? It's a sincere pleasure to meet you. Tell me, what brings you all the way down here? Ah, Kabash. I know this man. He came through here some weeks ago. I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. I have been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to but myself. The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute. I'm hoping that person is you. Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule?
Oh, thank you, Shikyu. I'm glad you found me through YouTube. Yeah, it feels like the more stuff you put on YouTube, the more people find you on Twitch. Pluto is the answer.
Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue?
Let's do it. Sounds easy enough.
Wonderful. Then let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong? And to what extent? In every situation?
In most situations.
So, you're not entirely confident. That is quite sensible. Indeed, I'm reminded of something Socrates once said. To paraphrase, better to know that you know nothing than to know nothing and think that you know. It is because knowledgeable people have learned enough to know they know very little in the broader scheme of things. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and bend rules and turn a blind eye and rationalize, and yet still find a way to think of ourselves as good people. But under the golden rule, morality matters. The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass execution. So to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree?
I suppose so.
Let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct, which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
Is a Twitch Store working on here? Let me do a quick check here. Is Twitch Store working on this screen? Oh, hold on. Let me update this thing. All right, Twitch Store is set up now. Have at it, chat.
How can that be? Since they all have differences,
Is it working?
it follows that in some cases they would offer different conclusions about what is...
Hold on. Yeah, it works. All right.
One can be the correct one. Ah, you know, I think you'd find an ally in Herodotus who lived some 400 years ago. He told the story of a man named Darius, whose curiosity was piqued when he learned that a certain tribe had the practice of eating their dead. He asked some Greeks who burnt their dead, "What would it take for you to eat your dead?" Aghast, they replied, "Nothing." Then he asked the tribe who ate their dead, "What would it take for you to burn your dead?" "Nothing," they replied, equally aghast. From this, Herodotus concluded that custom is king, that right and wrong are merely local ideas which do not survive the journey from one tribe to another. I take it you're in agreement? Then let me ask you this. If you visited a tribe where they ate each other, copulated with the dead, and drank wine from cups made out of human skulls, would you still maintain that within such a tribe there is nothing wrong with such conduct? And that's a credit to you. It is the mark of a civilized person to change their position when presented with a superior argument. My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast rules about right and wrong. Surely you would agree there are circumstances where an exception may be made, such as where it is necessary for self-defense or to prevent a greater evil? For any rule, you can imagine there are countless situations in which that rule may be suspended, and those situations are impossible to codify. If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them. And so we must accept our limitations, and the sad truth that no human society will ever achieve the utopia for which it strives. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached but never reached. Because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs when he first appears as a protector, and life no utopia at all. I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man. I would be happy to answer your questions. You mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave?
I talked about the new patch. It'll be uploaded on my YouTube tomorrow. Probably less than 24 hours.
It's a long story. I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one of her finest academies, so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could, and I was good. One night, I found myself in a tavern, in an argument with a drunken mercenary. It became heated, he drew a gladius, and I won the argument, but lost my life. I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. Of course, I tried to persuade her to let me return, but even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little community faced certain death under the Golden Rule. So I began looking for a place to hide underground. Fortunately, I found this place waiting for me. You see, I was not the first to take refuge here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades' tyranny. They are one and the same. The Romans called him Pluto. Long before that, my people called him Hades.
Why can't you return to the surface?
My generation was wiped out, turned to gold, many years ago. My friends and I were able to avoid the same fate by hiding down here. I think it's safest to assume that if I was to return, Hades would realize that his furies hadn't finished the job, and he'd send them after me again.
Why can't you tell me your name?
I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by mistake, that Hades would hear you and know I am still alive. I'm afraid I am the only one left. There were 12 of us in the beginning, but one by one, my friends passed away. Some from malnutrition, others from madness and despair. It has been lonely. Before my unexpected visit from Kabash some weeks ago, I'd not seen another person in many, many years.
This is The Forgotten City. We're pretty far along. I think we can finish it today. Really good game. It's like a time loop game. You pick the golden rule, you have to try to escape and start over again. It's really interesting.
Living in darkness is not without its challenges. The first challenge is diet. Fortunately, I found that eating fresh fish provides most of the nutrients I need. And sometimes, when there are Greek people living up above, I surface at night and salvage the offerings they've left in the temple of Demeter. The greater challenge is the isolation, so I like to imagine arguments, where I argue both sides. But, like so many things in life, arguments are better with a partner. As you wish. Ha! If I did, would I be living like this? Did we not discuss it at length already? Oh, I see. You're toying with me. Ha! You seek the plaque bearing the Egyptian inscription. It is a cursed object, and I would be happy to give it to you, if Kabash had not already taken it. I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. The architecture, the temples, and the people. When the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not. Thus, the Shrine of Persephone became the Shrine of Proserpina. And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to preserve what they could of their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the Temple of Demeter, and hid them here, out of reach of the Romans. However, there was one thing that always seemed out of place to me, and it is the very thing you seek. An even older plaque bearing an Egyptian inscription. We had no idea until years later when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern to lay them to rest. We extended the tunnel so far that we accidentally discovered another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans beasts for stealing and corrupting our heritage. But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any of us imagined. I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail. There are certain things you must see for yourself. Take this key. You'll need it to open the gate.
Nice.
I enjoyed our chat, but please, keep...
What does he sleep in a... It's a bathtub? Okay. I was gonna say he sleeps in a cat wheel. Oh.
Ah, you've returned.
Excuse me. Go the wrong way here? Is this North Bastions? What does that sound? Oh shit. Ah! This guy not gonna fucking die? What is going on here? Why can I not? Locked on either side. Hey, Mad Cow, thank you for the raid, dude. I don't know if your alert played, but thank you so much. Oh, shit! Missed his head? Fuck, I'm so bad at this game. Jesus Christ. Headshots all around, dude. Okay, hold on. An Egyptian plaque, which translates to which translates to The many shall suffer for the sins of one. Sounds familiar. A board for an ancient game called Senate, the rules for which are long forgotten. It's a dead game, dude. See any shots?
Stop. Do not come any closer. Who are you? I am Kabash. And let me guess, another Greek or Roman come to loot and plunder the resting place of my ancestors, hmm? To what end? That is welcome news. You really are not Greek or Roman, are you? I was planning to return it myself, but for now, I must remain. Here, take it, and restore the honor of Osiris.
Hell yeah. 2 plaques down, 2 more to go.
Now, as for the other plaque. Indeed, I have it right here. I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide from the hungry children of Amit, and there it was. You may not. In fact, I am about to destroy it.
No.
Because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie. I will tell you, but first, do you know what this place is? Indeed, and I see you know our history. This is the Duat. See what has become of it. I have been down here for weeks, piecing together its story, and here is what I have learned. As Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish, their souls came here in great numbers, but instead of adopting our ways, they copied and corrupted them. When they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, the true god of the underworld, they desecrated it, removing his name and replacing it with Hades.
Hades.
Even the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Kerti, they renamed to Keron. As if that desecration was not enough, they built over this place, using it as the foundation for their own underworld, so that ours was forgotten. My only solace is that the Greeks then suffered the same fate when the Romans rose to power, renaming Hades to Pluto, and the cycle began anew. It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize, but it is ancient, almost as if it is older than the plaque bearing Osiris's name. But if that is so, it would imply the gods of Egypt are mere imitations too, copied and corrupted from an ancient people who prospered even before us. And that my people did to them what the Greeks and Romans did to us. But this, I cannot accept. I sense a deception, Perhaps it is the work of Set, the usurper, seeking to undermine Osiris once more. You must think me a fool. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed, thrown into the black abyss below in Osiris's name.
No, 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 no. Do it and I'll kill you.
You are too late.
Shit!
It is done.
No! Fuck!
You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up. Madness.
Madness.
If it will help you to see reason, then ask. I am from Rakotis, which you may know as Alexandria, the name of the city the Greeks built over it. I was a fisherman, like my father before me. Since the Romans had taken over from the Greeks, I took the opportunity to learn Latin and eventually traveled to Rome. When the fires broke out last year, I tried to help. I gathered terrified locals into my boat and led many of them to safety farther along the Tiber. On my 7th trip, a passenger demanded I wait for his brother. But we were full to almost sinking, and smoke was all around us. I told him his brother would have to save himself, and he tried to bribe me by placing a coin into my hand. When I refused, he drew a dagger and thrust it between my ribs. I awoke on the banks of the river to a stranger wearing a ram headdress. He said his name was Kirti, and at the time, I simply thought him odd. It did not dawn on me until much later that he was the Kirti, the ram-headed ferryman described in the Book of the Dead.
You know way out of here.
This is where I belong, as caretaker of the memories of my people. If our ways are to be remembered, it falls to me.
What do you think about the golden rule?
I think if someone is to break the golden rule, it will not be me. For I try to live as I always have by the command of the goddess Ma'at. Do to the doer to make him do. As for the punishment that will come from it, I finally understand why it has long been said among my people that gold is the skin of the gods.
What do you think is down there?
I do not know. What could possibly lie beneath the underworld? Perhaps it is infinite darkness. Perhaps it is the lair of Amit, the devourer of souls. All I know is, it would be unwise to venture down there. Is everyone so contrary where you are from? Do not even consider it. Good. Be gone from this place. Wait. You are planning to go down there. I see it in your eyes. You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up. Madness. We shall see.
Well, know what I gotta do. Later, alligator. Nice. Can't go here. Okay. It's a little rigid with where it wants me to go. Alright, how do we get out of here? Oh, that answers that. Duh. stranger, heed the final words of Nam Kuzu. Bear witness to our aftermath and lament us. We did our best to live as the gods commanded. We planted and harvested together. We shared bread and beer. We accepted newcomers with open arms as if family. But with each newcomer, the bonds of our family strained, and soon we were as strangers to each other. Excuse me. And when those bonds were finally broken, my brothers and sisters planted only for themselves, and ate and drank alone. And it was there, in the empty space between us, that sin took root. Nurgal's sentinels have awoken and clamor at our barricades. Learn from our Next page. What? Alright, learn from our I assume mission. Trying to explore a little bit too much here. Okay. And it dodged. Little young Indiana Jones here. And it. Indiana Jones 2.
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction. That was a promise. You will die here. I disagree. I warned you against
Now we
coming
can't kill
down
him.
here, against
We hit him with a rock?
perpetuating this sacrilege, but you persisted. You have undermined and dishonored the true god of the underworld. How did you think this would end, if not with bloodshed?
Good question.
Very well, I will listen. But if I sense deception, or if you further insult my gods, I will carry out my threat. So tell me, why should I let you live after you salvaged this instrument of blasphemy?
Take me destroy the truth. It deserves to be destroyed.
That may be true of many things, but this is different. If our gods were copied and corrupted from an older civilization, does that not mean they are false? Does that not mean our prayers to our gods all fell on deaf ears because we were not even addressing them by their true names? Now that I think about it, my people would sometimes call Osiris the god of many names. Perhaps it is so. But the underworld of my people is so different to this one, and so unlike the way it was described by our priests. Many of my ancestors endured great hardship to live good lives so that we may descend to the Duat in death and be judged accordingly. We prepared to have our hearts weighed on Anubis' scales and to swear ourselves innocent of sin before the 42 assessors of Ma'at. And yet, I arrive here to find the Book of the Dead contained only a seed of truth. And now, I ask myself, did our priests steal and embellish the stories of an older people and feed us lies all our lives simply to trick us into obedience? I am not sure I follow. Speak plainly. Now you insult me and all of my ancestors. You have sealed your own fate. Ha, good. I welcome it. You see, the philosopher told me that each time it breaks, Osiris bellows with rage, and his voice shakes the very foundations of the earth. I can only hope one more tremor will lay waste to this fragile place once and for all, and you along with it.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Well, fuck me, dude. Fuck am I supposed to go? Oh my god, fuck this. No, the other way. Am I gonna make it in time? How do I get out of this fucking game? Shit. Oh my god, what am I... This can't be right. Oh, I see. Okay. That's where I gotta go. Fuck. I'm not gonna make it in time, am I? Is it on the other side? Must be the other side. All right. Am I insane? So I must have to go out this way. Is there a time limit on how fast or not fast I can do this? Because I'm back over here. Alright, get wrecked, kid. I'm so confused. This is the way out, but I don't see what I'm doing. Am I missing something, chat? I think I'm insane. There's one door here. I go this way. All the same hallway. That goes back down to where we came from, so it has to be here. There it is. Duh, I'm so bad. Oh, Tasteless. Why are you such a bad gamer? This is a thing I have with 3D games. I'll get lost sometimes. That takes the suspense away when you realize you can just kind of go on like this forever, huh? Is it too late? Oh, it's got to load it up. Now we're moving.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back? Oh.
This is one we could do. We gotta figure out the suicide from the guy that's gonna jump off the building, too.
I love your clothes. So exotic.
Don't you just love springtime?
You, Tasteless, cannot catch the drops of water, and the tree you grasp at eludes you.
Talk to this guy real fast.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you? What is it, citizen? I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughters. Daughter, I should say. And the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals. I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing alright for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. Try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Ram. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl. And pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum fugitor tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose. He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that. I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested. I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
Oh, probably should have gotten this much earlier.
I'm not sure why you said it like that, but whatever. Well, as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it. What's done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep. But life is harsh, and I've come to accept my lot. As with the Golden Rule, I don't have any control over it, so railing against it would be like trying to stop the seasons or the tides. As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing. A war crime. Isn't that a contradiction in terms?
I did. We have it's going to be
Encountered
uploaded on my
your
YouTube.
lawful sire.
My reaction to the patch notes. Probably about a half-hour video too. Lots of stuff there.
Good. Perhaps we'll make a legionary out of you yet. If you like. Not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery, and intimidation. The man's a savage, but he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change. I appreciate the thought, but you're new here, and I just can't see how you could make an impact in the time between now and the election this afternoon. In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal Priestess. She'll be overseeing proceedings. What business is that of yours? A lot of people have been looking for her, but it's been 3 weeks, and we've found nothing. What makes you think you can do better? No, it's not that. We all care for Sentilla.
Hey, sleep well, Mad Cow. Thanks for the raids.
A lovely young woman. But I learned long ago not to dwell on things beyond my control. Or to try not to, anyway. But I don't want to seem obstructive. If you have questions, ask away. If you're accusing me of a crime, you'd better have something to back it up. You're grasping at straws and it's not going to work.
Shit.
We're done. I have nothing to say to you.
Alright, hold on.
All weapons are to be tossed into the chasm. Magic.
What? Okay, there we go.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
We go. Hey, glad I got to see you at GeoCell, man. Which person were you? Excuse me. All backed up.
Salva. All right.
Thank you, man.
Ixion turns.
Keep an eye out for Sentilla, would you? What is it, citizen? What? Absolutely not. I know someone's been threatening him, and I'm not happy about it. But I can assure you, it isn't me. You know nothing. All right?
Hey, Horatius. How's it feel knowing your man's doomed to
Rufius.
lose the election today?
If you're trying to goad me into an argument, it won't work. I'm a stoic, remember?
If the old man couldn't even keep his own daughter safe, how can we trust you to keep us safe, eh? That's it. Blame everyone but yourself.
If I find out you did
Isn't the
something to
Great
that
Temple
poor
a new
sweet girl,
face?
not
Are they?
even the
And may
Golden
Vesta
Rule is
watch
gonna
over...
protect you. Got it?
As if
Oh
I'd
my.
be afraid of you, little
That is... Let's see. If that is indeed the case, I suppose we'd better figure out what to do about it.
Oh, shit.
Hadn't we? We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4
We're gonna run an ad,
particular
guys, otherwise an
about
ad's gonna interrupt the
heroes in
stream.
underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have 2 options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide. May Fortuna guide you. Ave again. Did you find what you need? See you again soon, I hope.
I hope. I'll talk to this guy now. Look at this Chad. Just doing push-ups.
Mariolus isn't receiving visitors at the moment, it being election day. Do I seem like anonymous threats of my style? You don't know Sturkus. Whatever.
Which one is Rufus?
Greetings, I'm Georgius. My friend, your word... I hope that...
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to our little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. Nice to talk to you.
Okay, we gotta go through their homes. Where's Radius?
Salve.
Someone else around here, right?
Hello?
Ixion turns. Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come. The newly arrived are ignorant of the road before them.
That's kind of cool.
Vote for Malleolus for a free drink at my tavern. You stay away from my money. Oh, do us all a favour and drink.
Alright, messed up with her.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
Listen, Liv, you're in a world of your own.
Key to the chest in the Shrine of Apollo, but we can't take it. Nivea's chest, okay. We break the rule? We can take it, alright. Whatever. It's not breaking the golden rule, apparently. Where are their rooms? I don't see anything worth getting here. So many rooms here. I guess everybody's got a room here. Gabosh to Gabosh, I told Lagretta about the dreams I've been having, and she said it might be divine in their meaning if I wrote them down. It happened again last night. The man by the river was there, as always, his face shrouded in shadow from that particular ram headdress. Once again, he introduced himself as Curdy and told me he dragged me from the river. He seemed to smirk as he said his name, as if it meant something I could not understand. Indeed, the name rings a bell, but I cannot for the life of me remember where I heard it. I do not think I will sleep soundly again, will I? Again until I know, excuse me. Does not help me. We already took care of Gabosh. Put the Gabosh on Gabosh. This is your final warning, sinner. All right, where's Rufius? We're tearing through this game, chat. Hell is Rufius now? Oh yeah, Thief Dark Project. I definitely get Thief vibes moving around in this game. It's a good game. Very difficult game, if I remember right. Like, honestly, pretty brutal game.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
On the outside. There he is.
Name's Rufius. Better watch. No idea what you're talking about? Yes, so what? What are you going to do about it? And why should I? The one true God says that for man to lie with another man is an abomination. His presence here is a threat to us all.
That's true. Why hasn't the Golden Rule already been broken?
Well, I don't know. Maybe God hasn't noticed yet.
Check and mate.
But when he does, we're going to have a problem. There's only one true God. And he laid waste to Sodom and Gomorrah because of exactly this kind of thing. I am doing that. If I was about to get everyone else killed, I would want someone to stop me. I don't like where this is going. I have no idea what you're talking about. And unless you want your jaw broken,
thank you.
I think it's best if you don't ever talk to me again. I have nothing to say to...
All right. We did not finish this one. All right, we got to first prove to him that we know he's a Christian.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Chat.
Salve, friend.
Ixion turns.
No, this is the Forgotten City. This guy's a secret Christian, this guy right here.
Name's Rufi. What business is that of you? We'll find... No. Meliodas. Fine. I mean, see... I don't know. Don't.
Isn't the great...
I have nothing to say to
Oh,
you.
God damn it, I fucked it up again. Alright, hold on.
You imbecile!
Starting over again.
Fortune smile.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
I should really just quick save. Oh, get this guy over here, man. What are we doing? If anybody breaks a rule in the city, the gold statues turn to life and we're all fucked. So you got to escape the time loop here. All right, here we go.
Salve, friend. Oh.
Ixion turns.
Name's Rufius. No idea. Yes, so what? And why should I? The one true... well, I don't know. Maybe God hasn't noticed yet.
No, if other people in the city sin, we also get fucked.
We're going to have a problem.
Are they?
Well, I wouldn't get so angry if he wasn't so... you know. I don't like where you're going with this. You'd better take that back before I make you. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Fuck.
And unless you want your jaw broken, I think it's best if you don't ever talk to me again. I have nothing to say to you, Caput
All right.
Mada.
What is quick load? Is it F6? All right, let's go again.
No idea. Yes, so. And why? Well, I wouldn't get. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like where you're going with this. You'd better. Smart.
Are they?
All right, now let's go talk to him.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil.
Oh, how do we solve this one?
Nice to talk to you.
want to persuade him to stop harassing him. Alright, fuck this. Next quest. Down here.
Hey! You're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you?
No.
Nobody's told you about Hannibal? Ugh. Why do I have to do everything round here? So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny accent. Used to go down into the cisterns looking for junk he could clean up and sell. One day, a few weeks back, he comes out and tells me the cisterns are haunted. Said he could hear spirits wailing. Of course, nobody believed him, because who trusts a Carthaginian, right? Anyway, a few days later, he goes back in. And hours go by, and he hasn't come back out, yeah? So I go down after him, and it's dark. But in the distance, I can just make out his body, sprawled out on the ground. And hunched over him was something that made my blood run cold. No word of a lie. I saw a creature. Like the corpse of a man who'd been flayed. And it was eating Hannibal. If it was a man, maybe. But I swear on my life this was no man. More like a Strix. Or some Versipelus that feeds on human flesh. I didn't stick around to see which. What any sane person would have done. I legged it out of there and put a sign at the door to warn the others. Well, it's your funeral.
Alright, so we can't get into the cistern now. This game was originally a mod, very indie, and then it got popular enough they made it into an actual game. Oh, in the dome. Get him out. Looter pennant. Nice. Coins. Cool. Coin. How much do, we almost have 2,000. Okay. That does nothing. Thinking over there. I think I'm a little bit turned around. grab one of the rope or anything. Do we have a locked door somewhere around here? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, I see. Got it. Go.
You? Who are you? Did he send you? Do you know you're here? You have to help me escape before that monster comes back. I'm Scintilla. I found a way out through the Gate of Horn, but it's locked. So I told him about it, and instead of helping me escape, he locked me up. He wants to keep us all here forever, or until we're turned to gold. He's a monster. You have to let me go so we can kill him and take his key.
Yo, thank you, Sheik. 2 months, dude. Welcome back, man. Good to have you back in here.
Sentius, my adoptive father. Furies help me. I'll castrate and crucify him. I don't know. He said the gods are on his side because they don't want us to escape either. Behind me, there's an aqueduct tunnel bringing water from outside the city, so it should lead us outside. The only problem is it's barred by a heavy locked gate, and he has the only key. I'm going to take that key from around his neck, even if it means cutting his throat to get it. I'm done caring about the golden rule. I just want out. Help me, and we can escape together. There won't be enough time. Just you and me. What do you say? There's no time. Wait, did you hear that? Oh, thank you. Now follow. Wait, did you hear that? He's here. He must be coming in through the door behind me. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
What did you do with Scintilla? Where is she? So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, this doesn't change anything for me. It's a shame, really. If you'd just done what you were supposed to, you'd have been looping through time forever until you gave up and killed yourself. Just like that soft-hearted pleb, Al. Come now. Surely you didn't think you were the only one here who remembered everything. You see, my connection to the portal somehow preserves my memories from one loop to the next. Whether that was Proserpina's intention or a happy accident, I'll never know. But I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. Here I was thinking you were a little bit sharper than Al was. Or perhaps you're just more willing to break the rules. He was a moralistic fellow, never once compromised on his principles. And because of that fatal flaw, he relived this day many thousands of times, before we finally had this conversation. I watched him come through the portal each time, always a little older, a little more disheveled, a little more haunted. And when he finally saw the futility of it all, as you're about to, it broke him. He drank a jug of wine, tied a noose around his neck, and took his own life, just before he was shot with a golden arrow. The next time I awoke, you showed up, but you've caught up to where he was so quickly. I'd have preferred if you'd given me more time to enjoy the trappings of my success. How many extra days did you give me? Just the 8? Not a lot compared with Al, but I've seized every day, nonetheless. In any case, there's no escape for you except the path that Al took, the path he wrote about on his tablet. What was it? Ah, yes. Better to end it all now than find out what awaits you beyond that portal. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it?
So you asked me to figure out who was going to break the golden rule, knowing I would fail every time.
Of course. There's no way you could have succeeded. Every soul who has ever found themselves here has broken the golden rule eventually. It is inevitable. Man will always sin sooner or later. Any idiot could tell you this. But where others might see tragedy, I saw opportunity. As I told you the first time we met, I found a way to cheat death. By reliving the same day over and over again forever. And I will continue living long after your dust. Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. My title, my beautiful villa, the sun on my face, the music of birds chirping. And as long as this day keeps repeating itself, I get to enjoy it all, over and over again, for eternity. Don't you see? I have found a way to prolong my life indefinitely, to cheat death. I have become, in effect, as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself? Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with that flimsy little bow? Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
Oh, shit. Did we just beat the game before we were ready to beat it? Should have gone in the water,
The
man.
many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Come on, we have to go.
Did I just beat the game?
What's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
Uh-oh, boys.
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fray. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
Nice sideburns, Al.
Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Funny you should ask. I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying. My Latin is kind of rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proserpina. Freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said the attack caused golden statues to come alive, hunting down everyone in the city and turning them into gold. Apparently, the only person to survive was Scintilla, while the stranger disappeared in a flash of light. What? You're saying you were here 2,000 years ago? I'm not sure I understand. I'm sorry, come again? Let me see that. God, why does this writing look so familiar? I've spent a lifetime in this place going around and around in circles. This is disturbing. But I don't understand how I could have written it.
There's probably a different version of you. I changed the past.
I'm not following.
I helped Centella kill the man who opened a time portal and drew you back in time, preventing it from ever happening.
So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal, so I never went through it, and that's why I don't remember any of this. I guess you saved my life then, as well as helping that poor woman to escape. That's a lot to take in. Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Centilla used, if we can find it.
What? I'm sorry, where is this fucking thing? Oh, okay. Like, what? I guess we beat it.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple.
Alright.
You go on ahead, and I'll be there soon.
You're back. But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al?
I'll be here in a moment.
What a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait?
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. You can just call me Charon, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe me, I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience, that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth in their own time. That you died, of course. You were dead when I brought you here. My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to assist the chosen to cross the threshold from the land of the living to the land of the dead. Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma. Most souls would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly, do you really want to know? As you wish. You were murdered.
Shit.
You were exploring an old tomb when you discovered a cache of forgotten relics, including 2 silver coins of ancient origin. Unfortunately, as you emerged into daylight, you were set upon by 2 thieves. A nearby hiker saw the scuffle break out and leapt to your aid, trying to help you recover your bounty. You both fought bravely, but your assailants were armed, and you...
Is my camera lagging?
There was nothing
Is there
you
lag
or
here,
your
guys?
ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene, and you followed a few hours later. That man's name was Al Worth. You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Charon's Opal by some, and so it was my duty to bring you here. Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans burying their dead with a coin in their mouths, to pay the ferrymen for passage across the river. Well, those stories contained a seed of truth, but not any coin.
It's a little choppy. It's weird. Yeah, I'm choppy now too. I don't know what the hell.
My master created
Well, we're about to finish the game, so we'll just close the stream out.
And had me distribute them across the world. My orders were simple. Whenever a person died in possession of a coin, I was to locate them and ferry them here.
Why?
That is a question you would have to ask him, if that were still possible. In light of the path you have chosen, I am just his servant, doing his bidding. Only now, I find myself bereft of purpose. You see, the coins on you and Al were the last of the 1,000 in existence. There is nobody else to ferry here. Nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course. I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see
What?
you. You were gone so long, I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city.
Oh no.
And there was a tablet describing an event 2,000 years ago. Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of, well, my new friend here. I know how
No schedule
crazy that
yet,
sounds.
Rainer's mom spaghetti.
Maybe not that crazy.
Soon, though.
That woman. I don't suppose her name was... Scintilla?
How could you... What?
She left a tablet of her own. I stumbled across it while I was waiting here. I think she meant for you to read it. Here, take a look.
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this, but I want you to know that I will never forget you, or what you did for me. It pains me that so many dear friends were not so fortunate. Ulpius, Sentia, Lucretia, Horatius, Galerius, poor Dooley, and the others. But please understand, their blood is on my hands, not yours. I will live with the consequences of my actions, and all I can do is move forward, trying to show others the same compassion you showed me. I promise you that saving my life will not be for nothing. Scintilla.
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
All right, we did it. I wasn't ready to beat the game. I bet there's better endings. Hey, thank you, Rainer. Hope you come back to the stream another time. Ending 2 of 4.
We're finally alone. Me? What are you talking about? You know, you remind me of him. Al Worth, the fellow who came through the portal before you. Come now, surely you didn't think you were the only one here who remembered everything. You see, my connection to the portal somehow preserves my memories from one moment to the next. Whether that was the Serpenter's intention or a happy accident, I never known. Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. My
Killer Caterpillar, yeah, apparently. Thing is, I didn't choose to end it. I just went in there and talked to the girl.
Over and over again, for eternity. Don't you see? I have found a way to prolong my life indefinitely, to cheat death.
Alright, we already had this.
You'll stop me from doing so, and you being here will be an impossibility. That means if I die, you'll be flung back to your original time, having caused the deaths of everyone here, and you'll never be able to undo it. Is that what you want? Now get out of my villa. I'm bored with you.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Where's the fucking gun? Alright. This is the one I got. We need to do this again.
Come now. Surely you didn't think you were the only one here. You see, my connection to the portal.
My life will not be for nothing. Scintilla.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back? What? That's a big ask. But something tells me you're not kidding. All right, I'm gonna stick my neck out and believe you. But I doubt I'll be able to gather more than a handful of people.
So we do the same thing, but just do this.
Who are you? Did he...
So that's all I had to do.
Hi there.
How does he have a gun?
It just freed an imprisoned woman named Centilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said the attack caused golden statues to come alive, hunting down everyone in the city and turning them into gold.
Well.
So that's ending 3. So the only difference is if I went down and was like, tell everybody I'm going to break the golden rule. Now for the best ending. What the fuck?
Have us believe that my
What the
son...
fuck?
Good. And now it is time for your reckoning.
What is this one? How do we get to this point?
Well. Good. And now it is time for your reckoning. Only, it seems, something is wrong. It has long been within my power to see to the hearts of mortals and weigh their deeds in life. But when I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in the city. How is this possible? Carol, where did you find this one?
Oh, it starts with a gun.
You. How did you come here?
You would have us believe that my servant merely forgot bringing you here.
If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
I don't know.
I do not know. My kin departed long ago. The preserver has slumbered for 3,000 years. Tread lightly, mortal. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek?
This is the real ending.
Your hubris is amusing, so I'll allow you to make your case. I warn you, if you anger me or waste my time with lies or wrong-headed arguments, you face death here. So, tell me, why should I put an end to the so-called Golden Rule? How so? And be specific. You have made a grave allegation, and I expect you to back it up. True, I have witnessed him doing that. He is a volatile and confused fellow, that one. His cruelty does seem to grow greater by the day. Pathetic. You will need to do a lot better than that. That is a very serious accusation, mortal.
So it's dialogue.
What
trees you gotta go through to get the right ending here.
Every one of those people was guilty of failing to ensure their peers lived virtuously. They failed collectively, and so they were punished collectively. The Romans understand this, as did the Greeks before them.
What about the Egyptians?
Ah, but I'm a god, and you are a mortal. Why would you expect me to treat you as I treat my own kind? You are not a peer. You are not a respected equal. Let me ask you this. Do you treat insects as you wish to be treated? Do you care for their well-being as you would your fellow man? Do you ensure they have food and shelter and protection from predators? Do you give them rights? Of course not, because that would be absurd, just as it would be absurd for me to treat your kind as equals. Where to begin? Our lifespans exceed yours by thousands of years, in which time we accumulate vast wisdom and a mastery of technology you cannot begin to imagine. It would be most unwise to get ideas about attacking me, because that is the source of our power over you. You could say that. My kin have no superiors. That is true. Go on. Make your point, mortal. Let me ponder that for a moment. If you are right, then it would follow that all this time I've been in the wrong. But no, the very thought of it grieves me. How can I accept your argument when doing so would make me a tyrant and a monster? Wait, what? What are you saying? You have spoken eloquently, and yet, if what you say is true, it follows that my wager was fatally flawed from the beginning. But that would mean Jupiter, Preservator's father, who knew more about you than anyone, proposed a wager I could never win. Why would he do that?
Damn, this is like way further along, man, in the game. It's too bad I accidentally beat it.
A mistake, but he is the best and greatest of us.
Good game, though.
Your words sting me, mortal. But perhaps it is what I deserve. As difficult as this is to admit, I have suspected as much for a long time now. I cannot deny it any longer. I've been so fixated on taking my beloved to Elysium that every time one of you sinned, it wore away my hope of being with her again. In time, I began to despise your kind for making her believe that you could ever be better than you are. But my rage was not born of malice. Quite the opposite. Everything I have done, I did because I loved her. Who knew this empathy of yours, which you celebrate so much, could have such a dark underside? This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form, of her, of all of you. But know this, if I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend. Very well. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest. Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is risk you have taken by interfering in the natural flow of time. Now, are you ready? Farewell, mortal.
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fray. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
All right, we already know this part.
Here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
What happens down here? Oh, wow. The good ending, you're in the...
Hey, you made it. It's great to see you again. I hope you're adjusting to life as a civilian. I hear it takes a long time. Anyway, after everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Valerius' tablet. And I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you. I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at the other end.
Oh, there he is. You're finally here. Remember me? It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Karen appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the underworld and giving us a second chance at life. Oh, I used Karen's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course. It's hard work, but I sleep soundly every night. I'm finally my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I know, I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married next week. If you're going to be around, we'd love to see you there.
Damn, nice.
Of course, there's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you, so you better keep moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to. I think you know her.
Oh, it's the voice!
Just a little joke I've been saving for a long, long time. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Persephone, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person, and thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention.
Oh, damn.
Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues, and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without being detected. I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. After witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather as many second chances as they needed to avoid his wrath. So I whispered to Sentius in secret, telling him the prayer required to create a portal in my shrine. I knew the danger of humans being corrupted by godly power, and so I put a safeguard in place. I required the creator of the portal to sacrifice their own life, so that it could only be used selflessly, to help others. What I did not anticipate is that Sentius would retain his accumulated memories from each previous day, and as a veteran soldier he had long since shed his fear of death. He quickly discovered that he could, in effect, prolong his own life indefinitely by exploiting the cycle. Of course, once I had taught him the prayer, I could not unteach him, and there was little I could do but wait for someone to come along.
Alright, so this is the final ending. Guys, we did it. We're going to be doing Monkey's Island next week. I have some sponsored content as well. We're going to be banging out.
Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind. She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will, one day. And you, although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city? Good, because they remember you. Well done, my friend.
Oh, they're all free. They're all free.
Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, and Aeneas. I'd be proud.
Okay, happy ending. Sorry we didn't get that one, guys. I beat the game by mistake.